Sawadee-ka! Welcome to Hot Thai Kitchen! So we have just recently come out of quarantine, and being in quarantine has made me very much appreciate the value of quick and easy meals, especially if you've got children at home, and also the value of vegetables that last a long time in the fridge. So today I wanted to share with you a dish that I found myself making during quarantine. It's a go-to side dish for me basically because it's so easy. You barely have to know the recipe. Like you just have to know the idea of it and you can just wing it. And it's stir-fried Gai Lan or Chinese broccoli, or in Thai we call this Kana Pat Naman Hoi. Kana is Gai Lan, Pat is to stir fry, and Naman Hoi is oyster sauce. So oyster sauce is the main ingredient, and like oyster sauce and Chinese broccoli is like a classic pairing in Chinese cuisine, but normally you might have seen it served as like whole stems of Gai Lan steamed with, you know, like an oyster sauce on top. But for me, I like to do a stir fry with the Gai Lan cut up, so then you can have it like as a side dish with your rice and everything, and you don't have to like eat a whole stem of Gai Lan, which then requires that you cut it with a knife or not gracefully eat it at the table. This is like, I guess the more Thai way of doing it is to stir fry it. Anyway, it's easy, it's so delicious, and I hope it will become a part of your regular rotation as well. Let's get started. All right, the only technique here I think is I'm going to share with you how to prep Gai Lan for optimal stir frying. So what I do is I like to actually separate the leaves and the stems because they don't cook at the same rate. So I'll add the stems first and then follow by the leaves. And I cut my thing in a particular way. And you may have to modify this depending on if you're using really small, young Gai Lan, you may not need to cut it as the way I do it. Okay, so I'm gonna cut the smaller stems off first and deal with this big one. And with this big one, this is quite tough, but it's also crunchy and delicious. I actually love the stem a lot more than the leaves. I cut it at a sharp bias, and then you get these nice pieces that are really crunchy and delicious. And I cut it, you know, when you end up getting pieces like this, it's fine, it's a stir fry. Once you get to the leaves, I just roughly chop it so that you've got a reasonable sized piece that can be put into your mouth gracefully. We've all had a giant piece of lettuce in a bowl of salad that you wish somebody had cut into 3. Yeah, so you want to be aware of that, especially if the leaves are really wide. You might need to like tear it up like this. And then I keep the leaves and the stems in separate piles. So this is the only part that might take a little bit of attention. The rest is super, super easy. With a smaller stem like this, I don't have to slice it as thinly because it will cook quickly. So I just do this, and then that's fine. And then you get to the leaves, you cut it like that. I will tear into pieces. Yeah, and if you've got a piece that's really wide, what you might want to do is just cut it lengthwise first, and then, you know, cut it into pieces. And this will wilt quite a bit, so it doesn't have to be tiny, but, you know, you don't want it long. There's my stems. Okay, let's do the sauce, which is super simple. You can just like throw this in the wok at the stove, but I just want to you know, do it the Hot Thai Kitchen style. I've got some oyster sauce. For this, you definitely want to use good quality oyster sauce. So when you look for oyster sauce at the store, look for something where the oyster is the first ingredient. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of soy sauce. You can't just use all oyster sauce, but I think a combination of the two gives a nicer result. I'm going to add a splash of water. You can use chicken stock if you've got one already open, but it's a small amount. You don't need to open a whole new one for it. I'm going to add a little bit of sugar, and I've got a touch of white pepper right here that I will add at the wok. And then the only other ingredient I need is garlic. Lots and lots of garlic, and you can roughly chop, but what I like to do is actually pound them. So I've got garlic I have not yet peeled because I'm going to pound them. I just have to basically give them a crush. So if you've lightly crushed them and then, oops, the peel just slips right off, and then you just take the peel out of your mortar basically. Like that, see? So easy. And if you get little like bits of garlic peel in the mortar, don't worry about that. In Thailand, for the little tiny cloves of garlic, they're called Thai garlic, we don't even peel them. We just crush them and then just throw everything in and it's fine. Just give that a rough pound, just so they're like shredded. Shredded, but still big pieces, which I like because we're going to cook this to the point where the pieces are nice and soft and sweet. So just like that. If you want to add spicy, you can add some fresh Thai chili. So you just pound the Thai chilies first into a paste and then add the garlic and pound the garlic. Okay. So just a little bit of oil in here. I'm going to start on relatively low heat, so like medium low, so that I give a lot of time for my garlic to heat up and infuse the oil without it burning. So this is a thing I think a lot of people misunderstand about stir frying is everything's got to be hot all the time, and it's not. Gentle sizzle is what you're going for. And then keep the heat relatively low. You want to be able to cook the garlic for at least like a whole minute before it starts to turn brown. I mean, you could do it high heat as well, but my goal here is to get the garlic nice and soft, so I need that time. Nice chunky garlic. Little more oil. Okay, now I'm starting to see light golden color. I'm going to go in with the stems. And once you add the vegetables, then you can turn the heat up a little bit. And the stems are gonna need about a minute. Doesn't need, you know, you want the stems to still be crunchy at the end. Exploding garlic. I think I have garlic on my lashes. Cooking is some dangerous feats, people. You want the stems to still be crunchy, so you don't want to overcook it. So it needs 30 seconds to a minute. Okay. Stems are now vibrant green. I'm gonna go in with the rest of the leaves. Now, this is the key here. The longer you cook Gai Lan, the chewier the leaves become. So you just want, like you literally just want, it's wilted and out it comes. But, gotta get all your sauce in there. There we go. So as soon as it's wilted, you turn off the heat right away. You keep cooking it, the leaves will become chewier. You want the leaves to still kind of have a freshness about them. If you're cooking with electric stove, be mindful of the fact that if you turn off the stove, it's still going, like it's still hot. So you wanna turn it off a little sooner. Okay, that's it. Like that's literally it. It will continue to wilt with the residual heat. And you want to get it out of the pan into a plate right away because again, residual heat. Ooh, look at that. They're cooked, they're wilted, but there's still freshness and a little bit of volume on them. Big, nice garlic pieces. That's the best part. You can even put more garlic. Put as much garlic as you like. Put a whole head. All right, let's get some rice. Oh, yes. Get some extra sauce on it. Yeah. I mean, this is so good. Sometimes if I just like need a light lunch, I'll just eat a leftover of this with rice and I don't need any protein. Oyster is a protein. Get a mix of stems and leaves. You can hear how crunchy that is. So good. And I'm gonna just eat a little piece of garlic that I so carefully made sure they're still in big pieces. So good, so good. Adam, give me 15 minutes. You guys, it's a plate of greens, and I am so excited about it. That is saying something, okay? Like, my husband grew up eating Chinese broccoli like his entire life, basically, and so he's not a fan of it because I feel like he's reached his sort of Gai Lan quota for his entire life. But when he tried this, he was like, oh, this is good. Like, this is different from the way, you know, he would normally have it, which is just steamed, basically. So if you've got kids or members of the family who are just like, I don't like vegetables, I don't like greens, please challenge them. Tell them that I sent you with this recipe. Follow it exactly, follow all the technique, and tell me they still don't like it, because I am willing to bet that this could change their mind. So I hope you give this a try. The recipe, as always, will be on hotthaikitchen.com. And when you make it, send me a photo. You can tag me on Instagram. That's the best place to send me photos, or post it to my Facebook page, or tag me on Twitter. And if you haven't subscribed to the show, make sure you do so you don't miss an episode. And click the bell icon as well so you get a notification when I post a new video. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time for your next delicious